The Ranch of Secrets. The train screeched to a halt in the middle of a sun-scorched station. Dust whirled in the air as Michael Turner stepped down with his old suitcase. He had not been here since he was a boy, not since his parents had moved east to the city. Yet the letter from the attorney had been impossible to ignore. Your late Uncle Jonathan has left you the Turner Ranch. You are sole heir. Immediate presence required. Michael was 28, a software engineer who preferred coffee shops and quiet apartments over wide skies and lonely cattle fields. He had expected the inheritance to be something small, a patch of land, maybe a cottage. But when the lawyer unfolded the will, Michael realized it was more than just a house. It was hundreds of acres of rugged land, barns, horses, cattle, and a mansion in the middle of it all. Now he stood at the edge of the cracked road that led toward that estate. The ranch lay several miles out, hidden behind rolling hills and long fences. Michael adjusted his glasses, feeling out of place in his neat city clothes. The air smelled of dry hay and saddle leather. A taxi driver spat on the ground and offered a ride, but Michael shook his head. "I'll walk," he said. Something about the land demanded that he meet it on foot. The walk stretched into hours. The sun dipped, painting the horizon with fire. Finally, through the trees, he saw the old ranch house. Its white paint was peeling, its porch sagging with age, but it stood proud like a soldier who had seen too many battles. Michael's heart pounded. This is mine now, he thought. My family's blood is in these beams and stones. But as he stepped onto the porch, something strange happened. The front door creaked open, and 7 women, dressed in shades of white, ivory, and pale cream, stood waiting. For a long moment, Michael thought he was dreaming. The women were all young, all strikingly beautiful, and all silent as they stared at him. Their hair shone under the evening light, some dark as night, some golden like wheat, one fiery red. Their faces carried different features, yet one thing united them. Each clutched a framed picture. His picture. Michael froze. What is this? The tallest among them stepped forward. She had raven black hair braided down her back, and eyes sharp as obsidian. She wore a long, ivory gown that looked more bridal than casual. "You've finally come," she said in a voice low and steady. "Michael Turner, heir of the ranch. We've been waiting." Michael blinked. "Waiting? For me?" "Yes," another woman said, this one with chestnut curls and soft green eyes. She lifted the picture of Michael, clearly printed from his social media profile. "We knew you would arrive. It was promised." Michael's throat tightened. "Promised by who?" All 7 glanced at one another, then spoke in unison. "By your uncle." Confusion swallowed him. Uncle Jonathan had been a loner, a grizzled cowboy who never married. What connection could he have had with 7 women who looked like they had stepped out of a dream? Michael tried to laugh it off. "Okay, this is some kind of joke, right? Maybe the lawyers set this up? Or the town folks trying to mess with the city boy?" But none of them smiled. The black-haired woman raised her chin. "We are not here to play games. Each of us was bound to this ranch by Jonathan's will. He told us that when his heir came, we would recognize him. And we did. We carry your face because he gave it to us." Michael's hand shook. "My uncle gave you my face?" "Yes," she said. They let him inside. The air smelled of cedar wood and faint lavender. Candles flickered in every corner. Though the house was ancient, it had been cleaned and prepared, as if someone knew Michael would arrive this very day. In the dining hall, a long table was set. Plates, wine, roasted meat. Everything lay waiting. The 7 women moved like shadows, graceful and sure. Michael sat down, too overwhelmed to resist. "Okay," he said. "Someone explain this clearly. Who are you?" The chestnut-haired one smiled faintly. "We are brides. Not of Jonathan, not of each other. Brides of fate. Each of us was chosen." "Chosen for what?" "For you." Michael nearly choked on the wine. "For me? That's insane. I don't even know you." "But you will," said another, a golden-haired woman with sapphire eyes. She touched his hand gently. "Each of us has been waiting, preparing, guarding this ranch for the man who would inherit it. Jonathan told us your picture, your habits, your voice. He said you would come confused, lost, doubting. But in time you would see." Michael pulled his hand away. His mind raced. Was this a cult? A prank? Or something deeper? He looked around at the 7 brides. Their faces were solemn, yet there was something unearthly about their beauty. He remembered stories his mother once whispered about the Turner bloodline, tales of old packs, secrets of land and spirit. He had dismissed them as bedtime nonsense. Now, sitting here, he wasn't so sure. That night, Michael couldn't sleep. The women had given him the master bedroom upstairs. He lay in the bed that once belonged to his uncle, staring at the ceiling, hearing the creak of footsteps in the halls below. At midnight, the black-haired woman appeared at his door. She did not enter, only stood in the shadow. "Rest," she said softly. "You have a long journey ahead. Tomorrow we will begin." Michael sat up. "Begin what?" She didn't answer. When the door closed, Michael realized the ranch was no longer just an inheritance. It was a mystery bound to his very name. And the 7 brides were the key. The brides packed. Morning came with a golden haze spilling across the Turner Ranch. The sound of horses nickering in the stables and roosters crowing outside dragged Michael from restless sleep. He rubbed his eyes, half hoping the events of last night were only a bizarre dream. But when he descended the staircase, the truth met him again. 7 women in pale dresses moving about the house, setting breakfast, speaking softly among themselves as if they had always lived here. "Good morning, Michael." The chestnut-haired one greeted warmly. Her green eyes glimmered in the sunlight. "Did you rest?" "Not really," he admitted. His voice cracked. "I kept wondering if I was trapped in some elaborate prank." The black-haired woman, the leader, Michael thought, set down a jug of milk with a firm hand. "Prank? You'll soon learn this is no game. Sit, eat. You'll need strength." Michael obeyed. Pancakes, eggs, and freshly baked bread covered the table. The smell almost grounded him, but the sight of 7 brides sitting across from him made his stomach churn. He forced a bite, then cleared his throat. "Last night, you said you were brides, chosen for me. I need answers. Who exactly are you? And what does my uncle have to do with this?" The black-haired woman met his gaze. "I am Elena," she said, "the first bride bound to this ranch. Years ago, your uncle rescued me when I had nothing. He told me my future was tied to this land, and to the heir who would one day inherit it. That heir is you." One by one, the others introduced themselves. Clara, the chestnut-haired one, gentle as spring rain. Sophia, golden-haired, eyes like the sky. Isolde, fiery redhead with a temper to match. Marina, dark-eyed, soft-spoken, carrying the grace of water. Dahlia, tall, with midnight curls and a stern composure. Lydia, the youngest, with hair pale as snow and a voice like music. Each spoke of a moment when Jonathan Turner found them, alone, broken, abandoned, and offered shelter at the ranch. He never married them, never touched them as more than guardians. But he gave them purpose, to keep the ranch alive until the true heir arrived. "And that heir is you," Lydia whispered. "We were told you'd look just like the picture Jonathan carried, even before you were grown. We were told to keep ourselves as brides for you." Michael pushed away from the table, chair screeching against the wood. "This is crazy. You expect me to believe my uncle recruited 7 women to marry me before I even got here?" Isolde slammed her palm against the table, eyes flashing. "You think we wanted this? We waited years, bound by his word. Some of us wanted to leave, but the ranch held us. And now you arrive, doubting everything, spitting on Jonathan's will." "Elena," Michael pleaded, turning to the black-haired leader. "Tell me the truth. Why me? Why would he tie you all to me?" Elena's face softened for the first time. She reached into her gown and pulled out a folded letter. Its paper yellowed with time. She placed it in Michael's hands. With trembling fingers, he opened it. "My dearest nephew, if you're reading this, then I have passed, and you stand at the door of Turner Ranch. I raised no children of my own, but fate showed me that my legacy would not die. Years ago, I made a pact with the land. This ranch is not ordinary soil. It carries old promises, old spirits. The land requires guardians, and guardians require love. These 7 women are not chance strangers. They were led here by the same fate that leads you. They are not brides by tradition, but by bond. They belong to this ranch as you now do. Without them, the land will wither. Without you, they will wither. Together, you may flourish. Together, you may unlock the secret that I could not. Do not reject them, Michael. They are your destiny." Jonathan Turner. Michael's knees weakened as he finished. The words rang with weight, not madness. His uncle had always been eccentric, but this was something else entirely. "What secret?" Michael whispered. Elena's dark eyes locked on his. "That is what we must find. Jonathan told us the land holds a hidden treasure. Not gold, not jewels. Something older. Something that binds us to this place. And it can only be revealed when the heir accepts us." Michael's pulse raced. "Accept you? As brides?" "Not just as brides," Clara said softly. "As family. as part of you. The day stretched long. Michael wandered the ranch, trying to clear his head. The barns echoed with the lowing of cattle. The stables smelled of hay and leather. Horses stamped their hooves as if recognizing him. Each of the brides took turns guiding him. Marina showed him the stables, her touch calming the horses instantly. Sophia led him to the pastures, where sunlight caught her hair like strands of gold. Dahlia explained how the fences had been kept strong against storms. Lydia sang while she worked, her voice carrying across the hills like wind. They weren't idle women waiting to be married. They were keepers of this place. As Michael watched them, something stirred in him. Perhaps his uncle hadn't been insane. Perhaps the ranch had truly chosen them. That night, after dinner, Elena gathered them all in the living room. The fire crackled as shadows danced across the walls. "It is time," she announced. "Michael must decide if he will honor the pact or not." Michael sat rigid, heart hammering. "What happens if I don't?" The room grew cold. Lydia's voice trembled. "If you don't, we fade. We were promised to you by the ranch itself. Without you, we are nothing but echoes." Michael's breath caught. "Echoes? What are you saying? That you're not real?" Elena stepped forward, her presence overwhelming. She lifted his hand, pressing it against her heart. It beat strong, human, alive. "We are real," she whispered, "but we are bound. Bound by something you cannot yet see. You are the key. Choose us, and the ranch will live. Deny us, and both we and the land will wither." Michael's mind warred. Logic screamed this was impossible. But his heart, the very beat that matched Elena's, felt something undeniable. He thought of the letter, the women's devotion, the strange pull he felt toward the ranch. He swallowed hard. "If I choose, what then?" Elena's lips curved into a solemn smile. "Then the true inheritance begins." The fire roared, shadows deepened, and outside, the wind howled as if the land itself awaited his answer. Michael looked at each of the 7 brides. Their eyes held fear, hope, longing, and he realized his life as a city man was gone. The Turner Ranch had claimed him,